For this video, I'm going to take you for a walk around one of the last Sears stores still open in America. So today I'm in Orlando, Florida, and I'm at the Florida Mall. And I came here just to see one of the very last Sears stores, at least when it comes to the mall locations. Now, there are more Sears still kicking around that are like franchised out as the hometown stores, which are like the small hardware stores that still operate independently of the Sears holding company. But this Florida Mall location is similar to the traditional Sears stores that I grew up with. It was the two-story layout where they had like the hardware and the toys and the clothing on the first floor, and the bedding and the clothing used to be upstairs. Although this store is a shell of its former self, as you can see from the video. I had a pretty lengthy conversation with the store manager talking about the store and everything, and he's genuinely convinced what management is telling him that they're going to be renovating the Sears, but I'm very skeptical that's ever going to happen. I have 10 years of experience in retail, and when I was even on the transition and reset teams, and when you do a store remodel, you actually need a bunch of trailers full of new fixtures and kiosks and display cases, and none of that was present. So this store remodel is kind of, I think it's just the grift that they're giving the employees of a store that's about to close, because they don't have anything to remodel the store with. And they're operating a store that has probably like 30,000 square foot of floor space with no inventory. And because Sears as a company is in such dire financial condition now, I doubt their suppliers are sending them inventory anymore, at least on credit. I don't blame them. I don't want to be a creditor that goes to bankruptcy court and gets paid 10 cents on the dollar for inventory they ship to the store. So that's why I came here, because I don't think this Sears store is going to be here 6 months from now. I really don't. I mean, they put up a bunch of like Xerox copied signs that, we're doing a remodel, and the store manager was rolling pallets around, moving merchandise from one section of the store to the other. But again, there's no new fixtures. The carpeting's all worn out. The escalators look like they're broken down. The elevator barely ran to the second floor. The store's a mess. They're not fixing the roof leaks. I have a feeling this is the final video you'll see of this particular Sears at the Florida Mall, because they're probably just gonna liquidate the store inventory and sell the real estate, because that's been the whole grift the entire time. And it's all because of this failed merger with K-Mart. About 25 years ago, K-Mart acquired Sears, and it was run by a private equity asshole named Lampert, and the guy has basically just completely stripped the company of all its assets and destroyed them, both K-Mart and Sears, just for his own personal profit. At their peak, I think they had about 4,000 stores, and now they're down to 15. And, he basically just strips the company and sells off all the assets. And, Sears actually owned the real estate most of their stores were sitting on. And he's just bled the entire company dry like a dead corpse. All right, enough of that. I'm not going to talk about Eddie Lampert anymore. I want to talk about Sears growing up as a kid. This is just an amazing store at its peak. And I think it was probably at its peak in the 80s. That's when the Sears Catalog was still around. And I vividly remember making all my Christmas lists as a kid, using the Sears Christmas Catalog almost like as a reference manual to what toys I wanted for the year. And it was fun. I mean, I remember drooling over all the amazing game consoles and the catalog, and they had all those awesome computers in the early 80s, like the Commodore 64s and the TRS 80s and the Atari 8-bits and the Apple IIs. They used to carry all that great stuff in the stores, and it just was a great time to be alive, to be honest. I also vividly remember going to the Pompano Fashion Square where I was growing up as a kid, and going to the Sears there, and they had the best toy department. I remember, every time we went, my dad used to give me like a little budget. I think it was like $5. You could buy any toy in the entire store, and the limit was $5. But you have to understand, like $1984, $5 could buy you like 2 GI Joe action figures, or usually like one of the smaller vehicles. So $5 was a lot back then. Sears was still pretty amazing in the 90s too. I remember going up there all the time. They used to have the video game section upstairs, and they used to have a bunch of kiosks set up of like the Sega Genesis and the Super Nintendos going. And I remember I think they used to have the Atari Lynx kiosk too, and I used to play like Blue Lightning and California games all the time up there. So Sears was still pretty great into the early 90s when I was in high school. Walking around one of the last open stores with almost no inventory, just seeing this once iconic brand just fade away and die, it's kind of depressing, and it just, it's sad, but I think America's greatest days are kind of behind her now, and this is just more emblematic of the times. Well, that pretty much wraps up all my thoughts about Sears. For the rest of this video, I'm just going to play some music as I walk around one of the last open Sears stores in America. thanks for joining me on this tour of a Sears store. If you enjoyed this vlog of the Adventure Schmuck, don't forget to like and subscribe.